Hello and welcome to my latest weekly video news from Madison's. Well, we're seeing the back to school return this week. Did you know that last Friday, the 29th of August, was actually traditionally the busiest day for house moving in the whole year? And that heralds that kind of return to work that many people are doing. They want to get their move in before that happens, and those summer holidays drawing to an end, there's a lot of pressure to get things done over the line. And of course, we go into the autumn market. Zoopla have come out with their latest house price index. Who knows what it all holds, really? The overwhelming feeling at the moment is that the market is once again holding its breath slightly. There's obviously talk about an annual wealth tax, anything worth over 500,000. And if you sell your house for more than 1.5 million, you'll pay capital gains tax. So that is making anybody just push pause. And of course, it came out last week. They were also looking at charging national insurance contributions on rental yields. So even more to hit the poor private rental sector, where landlords have had so many tax changes over the last few years. If you think about it, you used to be able to offset your mortgage costs against your rental income. You didn't used to have to pay an extra stamp duty levy. Initially was introduced at 3%, now 5%. Capital gains tax was less, and there were also higher thresholds. And now, of course, talking about national insurance contributions and all the changes to regulations, the rental sector is just a very sticky place at the moment, and many landlords are deciding to get out, and that puts more pressure on prices that tenants have to pay. Anyway, I know I bang on about it a lot. But the overwhelming thoughts from the Zoopla House Price Index continues to be that well-priced properties will do best. They need to be presented well. If they go to market correctly, they'll sell 2.4 times quicker than an unrealistically priced property. So that correct pricing shown to be really, really key. But interestingly, I delved into what's going on in Tunbridge Wells a bit, actually. I thought that might be quite interesting. And it's really bucking the trends. Our house price growth that we have seen has been way above the regional average of the South, of about 2% over the last year. It's been about 5% in Tunbridge Wells, and still showing those traditional detached houses close to good schools are the absolute stars of the show. That will do really, really well. Also, some regional trends coming out, so showing that if you're really interested in a Victorian property with great schooling, St John's is the area to head to. If you want to get on the property market with a much more affordable way, or interestingly, you want to invest in the property market, then Southborough and Rust Hall have the best rental yields and also the best entry to the market for first-time buyers. And Hawkenbury area shown as being really great for nice flats that are close to good amenities, and the village area where you really buck those price per square foot. So Tunbridge Wells can hit £600 per square foot now, and in the village area you can get up to 700. So in terms of amount of house you get for your pound, the village area around the sort of high street, all that area, Mount Sion, beautiful areas, that is where it is most expensive in terms of what you actually get. So yeah, Tunbridge Wells doing really well. Of course, our great transport links, great schooling, beautiful architecture, lovely green spaces. It all means continue that we do very, very well. Well, interestingly, I read a really great story about a young couple, Ailey, I think it is, and Nathan Chalmers. So basically quite a sticky market at the moment. They've been struggling to sell their property in Buckinghamshire. So they've decided to put it up for a prize draw. So you can buy a ticket for £2. They are hoping to raise enough money to warrant the value of their property, which is 600,000, and 20,000 for fees, and hoping that this will be a fun way to get their property sold and moving. How innovative is that? And of course, there was the interesting story about Lauren Keane, who won a property in the Amars draw. I'm sure you get bombed by that on social media like I do, about these amazing properties that you can win, often with a sort of value of around 3 million. Well, she won one in the Wirral, and she and her partner, she was the youngest ever winner, she and her partner, she's 24, decided they'd like to have a go at living there. But 6 months after winning it, she sold it. Basically, it was highly impractical for her to run, and also 200 miles, I think, away from where they worked. So not particularly practical on a day-to-day basis. So sold it. And the newspapers were all saying how she sold it at a loss. I just couldn't get my head around it at all. But she won it. I think a ticket cost about 25 quid to get into the Amars draw. So she won it. was worth 3 million. She sold it for 2.5, but they're saying it's a loss. I mean, it's not even taxed on winnings from gambling, so you know they're tax free. So it's not even she took a tax hit against what she had to declare. It's a mystery to me, but yes, who knows? We have got so many lovely properties going to market. There's a really lovely one that I've got out towards Ticehurst, lovely kiln buyer. It is beautiful, really spacious accommodation, over 4,000 square feet, the most stunning views, beautiful countryside, yeah, all those wonderful amenities of Ticehurst nearby, and annex potential if that's of interest as well. If you are interested in that or any of our properties that we have got going to market, please do give me a call. I hope your back to school is okay. I am breathing a huge sigh of relief. I look forward to speaking to you again next week. Bye-bye.